Hey guys, got a new knife to show you today. This is the Kershaw Talon II, model number 1425. And I've been looking for a Kershaw Talon for a while. I actually wanted the first model, and I got really close to getting one, but I ended up not having enough at the end, which kind of bummed me out. But I saw this one, and even though the one that I want is slightly different. It's got the titanium handle, the ATS 34 steel. I figured, this one is close enough, and I thought it was unique because it had that flipper, so I jumped on it. I'm still looking for that other one, which is model number 1420, I believe, or 1422. I'm not sure. But yeah, if I find that, I'll definitely get it and obviously review it. But this one's pretty cool, so we'll go over this one. And original price on these when they were out, because this is discontinued, was about $59 to $69. And now if you find them on eBay, they pop up every once in a while. But if you do manage to see one, they're about $100, $120 now, which is not too bad. But here's the knife. Again, it's a flipper. Just really unique design. And it's got the patented speed safe that Kershaw uses. And this thing flips out with authority. I mean, this might as well be an auto because of how quick it flips out. It has a kind of a similar speed and feel as the Leak. I think because the knife is, kind of small, the blade is, thin, small blade. The torsion bar that they use is a little more powerful, for the blade compared to the bigger knives that Kershaw produces and uses when they have their speed safe in them. So it probably gives it that extra kick, and that's why the knife springs out so quickly. But the overall blade length is 6 7/8 inches, or the overall knife length. The blade length itself is 2 7/8 inches, and the handle is 4 inches. It's a pretty light knife at 3.2 ounces. This is G10. It's got nice texture without being too gritty, too hard on the hand. It's enough texture, but it's kind of soft where it won't tear up the pocket. And the steel on this is 14C28N Sandvik. Very popular for Kershaw knives that they use. It's got the hawkbill blade style, which is really cool, hence the Talon name. So I really like this blade. I like how it's got that S shape to it. It's pretty unique. And then this knife is good for pull cuts because of that blade style. It's just really cool. The knife is stone washed and it's plain edge. It's a liner locker, and right now I have it tip up for left-handed carry. I am left-handed, but I usually like to carry my knives in my right pocket. But this one, I want it in the left because if I were to take the pocket clip off, it's kind of smooth right there and doesn't really have the texturing, and it kind of bothers me a little bit. Whereas, this side, if I had the pocket clip, it wouldn't affect it. I think originally came with the pocket clip on this side, which is why that lack of texturing is there, but I'm not quite sure. But so since I'm left-handed, it don't really matter. I can carry it on my left pocket, and it's fine. It doesn't bug me. But yeah, liner lock, and right now the lockup is at about 35%, so pretty good. The centering on the blade is not as good as I would like it to be. It's about maybe 65% more showing to the clip side. I try to tweak it, work with it. I took it apart because whenever I get used knives, I take them apart, I clean them, look at the internals, and I try to, make it all nice and pretty and fix any issues, centering, stuff like that if I could. But I couldn't get it perfectly without tightening it too much where the knife won't want to flick out. And another little thing that it had was this spot right here. I don't know if that's like rust beginning to come onto the blade. I'm not sure. Came like that. I tried to clean it off. I couldn't get it off, but I will try to find a way. And even though it has that and it's used, it still looks nice, pretty clean. So for the price I got it, I'm pretty happy with it. And like I said, I've been trying to find a Kershaw Talon for a while, and I'm still gonna get the number one. So this will be fine for a user blade, and I still think it looks really cool anyways. But I also forgot to mention that this is a hollow grind, and just like the leak, it's really thin behind the edge. Just great cutting, especially like I said for pull cuts. Just gonna be really good. It's got thumb studs that are actually stopping pins. You can't even use these as thumb studs if you wanted to flick the blade out, using the stud instead of the flipper. It's so close to the handle that you can't put any part of your finger in between to get at it. So I kind of don't understand why they're there. I mean, I know that they're stopping pins, but they could have just put one in here and got rid of that entirely. I probably could, kind of grind that down a little bit to make it accessible, but I don't think I'll do that. Since it's a flipper, I'll use it the way it's supposed to be. But the grind is really good on the blade. It's very even all across on both sides. The plunge is even, plunge grinds are all even, everything looks good. Sorry about the reflection. The pocket clip is pretty decent. I have a couple of Kershaws that have this style of pocket clip, so I kind of like how it's a bit smaller, and it kind of has the curve to it as well that goes with the stylization of the knife. So I think that's cool. I don't know if that was an intended design element or not, but I think it's fitting. And this knife has no blade play, no up and down. Lockup, like I said, is solid, just very nice. The construction's open with the back spacer, barrel spacers, so very easy to clean, very easy to take apart, put together, and it runs on phosphor bronze bearings. I mean washers, my bad. Bearings. But yeah, runs on washers, and everything locks up real nice, looks good. What I like about this knife, of course, is that S shape, the design, the hawkbill. Just kind of how that handle's got that sweeping design, that up curve. It's a nice symmetrical contrast to the blade itself. And I like how it's got three-way pocket clip position, So for a right hand, you can have tip up, tip down. Left side, just tip up, which is fine, you know, of course, because of the pivot screw. And I just enjoy that really nice snappy action to it. Just really cool, really quick. Just looks good, you know, coming out very strong. But one thing that I kind of didn't really like about the knife also is when I'm holding the handle, because it's a little bit small, like I can get all 4 of my fingers under here tucked nicely. It feels good, you know, the ergonomics are okay, you know, despite the shape. But right here, you see how it's resting in kind of like this area and not quite the pocket of my hand. So when I'm holding it, it's not a hot spot, but it just feels a little weird. If I were to move it over here, it would feel better, but I'm kind of like tweaking my wrist and it's not natural. If I'm holding it like this, where I'm going to do a pull cut, you see how it's sitting in that area? Well, that's a lot more comfortable. So maybe, you know, the design was kind of more intended for that. I don't know. But holding it like this, like I said, it kind of has that weird feeling just being into your hand. While if I were to use a different knife, you know, you don't have that because it's coming out all the way to the end past your hand. So it would have been nicer to see this handle, or just knife in general, being a little bit larger. So before I'm done, I'll do some quick comparisons. Probably should have done that earlier. But here it is against the Polar, the large version, or the P large. So you can see it's a little bit bigger than the Polar, maybe about a little less than half an inch. And here it is against the Kershaw Shield, which I just did a review on in my last video, so go check it out, please. Awesome knife. And you can see that the shield is just a tad bigger. And another knife to compare it to, the Griptilian, which I always use for comparison since it's a more well-known knife. So there you go, it's got about an inch. And lastly, the knife that I just showed not too long ago, the CH Knives 3519 variety. And it's a very large knife, so you can see it's got about 2 inches on the Talon. But definitely a nice looking knife, really cool. It's got, you know, good steel that's gonna be able to work. It's gonna be cool for, you know, just everyday carry. And I think it's a unique piece, you know, interesting to show your friends. And, you know, you pull it out at work, I think it's gonna catch some looks, and not necessarily in a bad way, but more of an, you know, an interesting, like, oh, what is that? So I like it. It's a nice knife, and, you know, I think it fits with my collection, especially since I collect these discontinued knives from Kershaw. But that's all I got for today. So please like and subscribe, and look out for some future videos. I'm going to be getting a Kershaw titanium bump very soon in the mail, so just be expecting that video in the next couple days. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching my video, and have a good one, guys.